Welcome back to Let's Play Kanon Standard Edition for the PC. In the last episode, I think I ran into a tree, if I remember correctly. Okay then, with that, let's continue. She isn't moving. I guess this time it really was my fault. She doesn't reply. Perhaps that didn't hurt at all? Her head snaps around, and rubbing the corners of her tear-filled eyes, she gives me an accusing glare. Sorry, it was an involuntary reflex. A reasonable question, but just then... What the hell was that? A noise comes from around the tree like the sound of something large and soft hitting the ground. No sound effects. Several large things. As it grows silent, I become aware that I had heard the sound of a girl shrieking. I look at Ayu. She shakes her head. Maybe it's just me, but it looks like Ayu heard it too. I look around, my eyes homing in on the source of the sound. Nearby, among the white-clothed trees, someone has slumped to the ground. On the snow, surrounded by scattered possessions, motionless, staring at the ground, sits a girl. Seemingly bewildered, not even brushing the snow from her head, she sits there, blinking. Are you all right? I stand before her, with her snacks and stationery scattered around a heap of magazines. Her mouth moves slightly, uttering barely more than a breath. Spoken, but without words. Ayu, peeping out from behind me, gets in, demurely addressing the air between us. She's still holding her nose, and her voice, as one would expect, shows no sign of tension. Looks like a lump of snow fell on her. Indeed, the branches above the girl's head are empty. That impact must have shaken it down. Isn't it? Well, that's because you attacked me so suddenly. She retorts with a pout on her face. Looks like she's recovered completely. What a relief. That wasn't an attack. What was it? How? Yuichi, you're an asshole. You don't know any emotional reunion with this girl, do you? You asshole. She looks away, pouting. Sounds like Ayu to me. Congratulations, it's a world first. Well, that's okay too. The girl is staring at us. She hasn't moved at all. She is in shock, thanks to you. Stop sulking, you're not a kid anymore. Ugu. By the way, ignoring the puffed out cheeks of the sulking Ayu, I turn my voice to the girl sitting in the snow. Without pulling her shawl back around her or picking up her scattered belongings, she merely stares alternately at Ayu and I. Her body is slender, her skin almost paler than the snow around her. Which is so not true. That is snow. That is pale. This skin has a bit of color to it. That is not pale. My skin, that is pale. This skin, right here, is not pale. With that, continue. I guess she's at least a year younger than me. Are you alright? I address her directly, but she doesn't reply. She doesn't appear so much frightened as simply at a loss for words. Can you stand? Regaining control of herself, she nods slowly, but shows no sign of actually picking herself up. If anything, she looks frightened. I can't speak for the girl behind me, but I swear I'm not going to hurt you. Good citizens don't steal food. Accidental? You've done it 2 days running. The charm as in you remember your purse, or the charm as in your crime isn't detected. The other girl's face is unreadable. Squatting down beside the girl, she reaches out to put the scattered objects back into the shopping bag. A gasp of shock, Ayu's hands freeze. Her speech pours out at first, but slows as she pulls herself together and shakes the snow off her head. Nodding, she stands up again. You'll never be a reasonable adult. Not if you don't learn to keep your hands off other people's things. Hanging her head with shame. The girl also stands up, collecting her possessions one by one. She looks around to make sure she hasn't missed anything and straightens her shawl. Then, patting the snow off her clothes, she shivers and clutches her paper bag to her. No shit. A cloud falls over her face. That's an understatement. Sitting on the snow for that long, she must be freezing. Murmurs Ayu, pointing to a piece of paper half buried in the snow. Holding so much, she has no choice but to request assistance. She pulls it out of the snow and holds it out to the girl. I can see that. With a few words of gratitude, she accepts the preferred receipt. See how much easier life is if you pay for things? Impossible, this anime doesn't have one. I don't think so. Aren't you? Good girls don't steal. Why, in 20, 30 years or more? The girl with the shawl looks on in confusion, as though not knowing how to react. See, you've gone and confused her now. It's all true. Suddenly she breaks off and laughs. What now? What? I press the suddenly smiling Ayu for details. I was. Ayu smiles and nods happily. The other girl, clutching her shopping bag, gives her an unfathomable look, presumably assessing our relationship. Oh, don't worry about us. And with that, we shall see you next time. Let's play Kanon Standard Edition. Goodbye.